So today we'll be talking about this amazing book, Making It Big. So let's dive into it. So Mr. Femi Otedola, the writer of this particular book, Making It Big, recovered from owing banks over 200 billion naira in debt and still come out growing his business stronger, and he became a multi-billionaire. So how did he do it? How? So today I'm going to review this book, Making It Big, and how you can apply the strategy on how to get rich with this particular book. This particular book has been a blessing to many people. The writer, Mr. Femi Otedola, is the current chairman of First Bank of Nigeria, one of the best banks here in Nigeria. In fact, he said that when people came to visit their house here in Lagos, Nigeria, precisely in the Victoria Island, he used to cut nails for his father's visitors for a fee, which means they will pay him and he will cut their nails. So you see that he didn't start today. He said in his book that the process of cutting nails taught him a lot of things, like having nose for opportunities, creating value to get a reward. He said, I bent down to cut nails, but I did not stand up empty-handed. You see, this was brilliant. By the way, if you have watched this far, you are about to get value from this particular video. Making It Big is a book that is worth reading. If you have not read it, don't worry, I'm going to tell you all about this particular book in just a short while. So click on the subscribe button on this particular video so that you will subscribe to my channel, so that you'll be getting value when I drop it. So let us get further into his life. So he said that he started out working for his father's printing press business here in Lagos, in the mainland. So doing the work with his father, he struck a deal with him, that's his father now. He told his dad that he wants to become a sales consultant for his printing press. So his father said he will pay him a commission now. So he won't pay him a salary, it will be a commission now, and it will be between 10% to 15%. So in the book Making It Big, he clearly said that I invested my money in buying cars for sales and marketing. So any money he gained from the 10% or 15% commission, now he will put it down into what? Into buying cars for sales and marketing. He said that he could hardly keep up with demand. Why? Because they have a unique selling point, which is what? Quality. And also they were also on time with delivery, and they had healthy competition with other academic press, which means they had healthy competition. They were able to what? To meet up with the competition. So you see that he portrays the fact that sales and marketing is everything. So that's how he started. So after that, he created his own company called Center Force. So the company is a financial provider. They give loan to other smaller companies. So he started his company Center Force with just 2 employees. Guess what? Later that year, they had 20 employees. The company that started with just 10 million naira later grew into a what? 100 million naira company. And the loan repayment rate was 90%. Wow, this man is something else. Then he entered into petroleum business. Wow. So he sees opportunity in the petroleum business and started supplying diesel. This was in 1999. There were blackouts in Nigeria, especially in the Lagos area. So he saw the demand for diesel, and he ventured into it. So he said to himself that he could do this petroleum business better. I could clean it up and give it a good image. And yes, petroleum industry back then, it was very, very bad. So people were supplying diesel to people in their houses, but the customer service were terrible. He spoke about his own personal experience, that one day he got back from work, that's in the mainland now. When he got home, there were no diesel at home. Everywhere was dark. So this man is a family-oriented person. So immediately took his family, video copy, and the likes. He took them to Sheraton Hotel where they can stay. He wanted them to have a good light, access to light, air condition, to have comfort. You can actually tell a man that is great from how he treats his family. So now drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what you are learning thus far. So now let's continue now. Then when they came to supply his own diesel now, the experience was terrible. The tank was dirty, it was leaking, and the house he spent over 11 million naira to build was totally messed up with what? Dirty diesel. Then he said to himself when the truck left, you know what? I can do this thing better. Wow, that's a man with entrepreneurship mindset. He actually spotted the problem and he said, what? I can do this better. And that's how the idea came. He spotted out the opportunity right there. He went ahead and started his own diesel distribution company called Xenon Petroleum and Gas. It was registered in the 1999. He said he made his first $1 million from that particular business. After 4 years, he made $1 billion from that same petroleum or diesel distribution company. Yes, you see, that is why I always say that obstacles create ways. You see, if there was no light shortage in Nigeria at that particular time, there would have been no xenon petroleum. You see, problem and solutions. So the challenges we face many times have an opportunity inside. Another powerful lesson I took from this book is about doing things that does not scale. Paul Graham, the founder of Y Combinator, said that most founders who have gone into big things always do things that has not scaled at all. Can you just hear that? People who are big today, they have ventured into things that have failed, which means you must be ready to do things that do not scale. Yes. So how did Femi Otedola do things that do not scale? If you remember very, very well, his father was the former governor of Lagos State when he bought his truck and started delivering diesels to houses, organizations. What did he do? He said to himself that nothing must stop me. Oh. That's what he said. He went around pushing the diesel. So when he got his first truck, the name of the driver was actually Samson. He would even sit next to Samson to deliver the fuel. Imagine the former governor's son sitting down with the truck driver, going to houses by houses, offices to offices, delivering fuel, diesel to people. My goodness. He particularly said in that book that I never felt that selling diesel was beneath me. So this is such a powerful lesson for entrepreneurs. Some of us are ashamed to sell what we produce. You are ashamed to talk about your product. You are ashamed to post it anywhere on social media because you feel that business is beneath you. You sell clothes, you sell food, in fact, you run services, but you cannot talk about it in the public. He said when this was going on, there was no social media, but he was everywhere physically. He will even joke about it. He said when he even goes to the nightclub in the evening, his friend will even tease him and say, Femi, are you here to sell fuel? Which means he carries what he sells on his head. So another big lesson I learned from this particular book is ask for help, then sacrifice. His father gave him about $250,000 at just 1% risk with 5 years annum payback. What a great father. What a very great father. You see that he supported him. He supported his movement. And one thing is, before somebody can support you, definitely they will have seen you make a move and they see potential in what you are doing. Guess what? As the business started growing, he did something that even touched me the most. He said in his book that I sold my house for 40 million naira. Moved his family from a beautiful mansion he built in Ikoyi to a 4-bedroom rented apartment in the Victoria Island. Wow, can you see? That is what it means to bet on yourself. Charlie Munger said, when you discover that the odds are in your favor, you bet heavily. Femi Otedola, the book writer, knows that what the odds are in his favor, so he bets heavily. He sold his house, a house he built for a very big amount of money. He put it back into what? Into the business. So this is just to show you how powerful property can be as an asset. Mr. Femi Otedola says something that is very, very powerful. I will place it on my left hand, not to eat with it. So what did he say? He said, place yourself close to people who have influence and capital. At that time, most Nigerian banks had their headquarters in the Victoria Island. In the Victoria Island, for those who are not Nigerians, Victoria Island is actually the posh part of Lagos. So in this location, that is where the banks are. That is where the big companies are located. So when he moved his family from Akoko to a rented apartment in Victoria Island, so that decision changed his location and also changed his packaging. You see, it changed everything about him. At that moment, his location, his life, his business, everything began to change. You see, when you travel, you actually meet people. Yes, you will see very soon how traveling actually made Mr. Femi Otedola the diesel king of Nigeria. So I tell people all the time, when you travel, when you attend great events, when you put yourself in a new environment, you increase the surface area upon which luck can land. And that is exactly what happened to him. Another thing about location, Mr. Femi Otedola said something that struck my mind. He said, my house in Aso Drive cost $2 billion. And being in Abuja gave me a strategic advantage. Think about it. In the oil and gas industry, the headquarters of NNPC, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, is in Abuja. The presidency is in Abuja. All key decisions about the oil allocation and big projects are in Abuja. So which means he bought a house in Abuja and started staying in the same location where these particular things are happening. So before, he will fly to Abuja once a month, do his meetings, strike a few deals, and fly back to Lagos. But now he stays in Abuja. If you want to get the lion's share of the industry, I have to sit where the power sits. So that is what he said to himself. Then that is when he got the house in Abuja. He said while his competitors will come to Abuja, stay in hotels for a few days, and just go back to Lagos, he will stay for a few weeks and several months, make meetings, strike deals, build relationship, and that is how his business exploded. He make connections, and talk to people. So you see, it's not about location where you live, it's about placing yourself to make decisions in the right place. And here's another thing about location that will really bless you. So Mr. Femi Otedola wants a direct access to NNPC for distribution of the diesel and petroleum products. He did not want to keep buying from middlemen, which probably will be cost. He said to himself, if I want to be the king of diesel, I have to be connected to the source and get it directly. So I have to know the person in charge of allocation that give me this fuel directly. One of his friends introduced him to that person over the phone. That is the person in charge of allocation now. Then something very interesting happens. His wife has just given birth to their son in London. So he flew to London for the particular naming ceremony. Then the next day he was flying back to Nigeria. So he went to Gatwick Airport in the UK. The writer Femi Otedola said that when he got to the airport, he was just sitting there waiting for the flight when a man walked past him. Wow, like an angel. So he did not even notice the man at the first sight. Then one of his friends that they were together told him that, "Do you know that man that actually walked past you?" He said, "No." He said, "Who was that?" Then his friend said, "That was the man we are talking about for NNPC allocation of diesel." Immediately he jumped up and ran after the man. You can imagine how a billionaire running in the airport just to catch up with someone. Wow, that is amazing. He said that he met him right there by chance, and that meeting changed his life forever. In fact, he said that particular man prophesied into his life, and that is why I keep saying words are powerful. What you speak over yourself and what other people speak over you matters. The man looked at him and said, "Femi, you are going to become the king of diesel." You see. And that was not even the first time somebody like that will call him great. MKO Abiola, the presidential aspirant for June 12 election, used to call him great man every time they meet. I believe in the prophetic power of words. And when you read this book, you know that particular thing plays again. The prophetic power of word, it plays over and over and over again. So soon, after that particular meeting with the NNPC distributor, Mr. Femi Otedola started getting full allocation he had been chasing for a while directly from NNPC. No more middleman, no more people buying from somebody to get. No. He was getting it directly, and that was the beginning that take him over the market. His business exploded. Here is the lesson. If you are an entrepreneur listening to me right now, you need to travel. You need to put yourself in the room where things are happening. Some of you are still there in the same city, in the same street, in the same offices, expecting things to change. You need to change your location sometimes for things to change. So if you have been thinking of moving to a new city or attending conferences or out traveling to another country or changing your location at all, this is your time. Take a step, make a move. When he started Xenon Petroleum, even after moving to Victoria Island, he will go to Apapa to supervise the loading of the fuel and everything all by himself. Sometimes he will stay at the port till 2 a.m. before driving back to Ikeja. He outworked his competitors, his competitions, and everything. He will say, if you want to beat your competitors, you have to be on standby. Here's the big lesson. Many people want to win, but they don't want to put in the grind. So Mr. Femi Otedola was willing to do everything, and that is how he became the king of fuel. So let's continue. So in this book, Making It Big by Mr. Femi Otedola, he said something. He said, "I could not be beholden to these unreliable distributors." So now let's get into the dramatic part of this particular story. So now when he was owing banks, this man said that I owe Access Bank $25 billion, I owe Zenith Bank $75 billion, I owe GT Bank $38 billion. You know what? This part really touched me. When you started handling all your documents of your properties through the bank, which means at that time he had over 150 prime properties high-ended, top-tier properties, and he was giving them out just out of debt. This is touching. This story is very, very touching. And this is why I tell you, invest in property. Property will save you in the days of trouble. It is one of the most solid assets you can ever venture into. So another part of this book that really made me emotional was when one of his friends came to him. They wanted a donation to a charity, to a charity there. And not just any charity, it was one supporting God's work. And at that time, he could not give. So he told himself that, my guys, I owe you guys 20 billion naira. My neck is deep on things, which means he will give them when he has the money. That is faith. He believed in himself that he will come. So after that particular day, he went into his room and cried. Wow. When I was reading that, it really broke me. Okay, let me ask you, have you ever cried because of your business? Have you ever been under pressure, because of your business? And this part really got me, it really got me. Business is not easy. Don't let anybody deceive you. It will test you. It will break you down, in fact, sometimes. But if you are determined, there is nothing you can never overcome. Another thing I learned from this particular book was Femi Otedola has high standard. He is intentional about running his life, his company, everything. So there are actions that you must never do in front of kings. And when I'm saying kings, I mean great people, influential people, destiny helpers, men of influence that God has sent into your life. And may God give you the wisdom and direction to know how to talk to people and ask to people when the time comes. So type amen in the comment section now. Type amen in the comment section. So let's move further. So some of us have actually missed opportunities, not because we are not qualified, but the way we spoke, the way we behave, or the things we said when we were standing before someone that can change our life. Now let's talk about how Femi Otedola pays consultants and coaches. This part shook me the most. It shocked me the most. In fact, it pays for value very, very well. He said that he never spends money when it comes to paying consultants that can take his business to the next level. So at one point, he wanted to buy a flower plant. He said they were initially looking to buy into a green power plant. But before they did anything, they engaged a consultant company. Guess how much he paid the consultant? He paid them $13 million. Yes, $13 million just for research and consulting fee. So that research changed everything. Based on their findings, they abandoned the first option and went to Geregu power plant instead. And today, he is happy they made that particular decision. He said that particular money he pays out, pay him back many times today, and he is so glad he made that particular decision. Another brilliant thing Femi Otedola said in his book is that he studies financial reports of public companies. He is dedicated timely to study financial reports of top companies in the world. You see this man, he is a reader, he is a learner, he is a student of life, and also is a businessman. He himself is a business. And let's not pretend that everything always works out perfectly for him. He also failed in so many ways. So if you're listening to me right now and you had a business failure or a personal setback and you're thinking of giving up, I'm asking you today, are you okay? Get up, dust yourself off, and chase the God-given dream that God has placed in your hand. Femi said something very profound about haters. He said only dead people do not have adversaries. If you have a critics, if people gossip about you, if they hate you, if they lie about you, see, that is the sign that you are alive and you are doing something meaningful. Do not let anything stop you. Keep going, keep building, keep pushing. This book is loaded. It is very, very loaded. To wrap it up, Femi even shared some books that shaped his own life. The biography of John D. Rockefeller. In fact, this book is loaded. It is very, 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 very loaded. So now let's wrap it up. Femi Otedola shares some books you normally read that actually shapes his life. So one of the books he talk about is what Titan, the book of about the biography of John D. Rockefeller. You can see how he thinks big. He learns from big thinkers. So let's talk about his daily morning routine. He said that he writes down his goal every single day. He has quarterly goals and he reviews them constantly. And yes, he sleeps 7 hours to 8 hours every night. So for you that you are just working, this is a billionaire telling you how he manages his time. So which means what? Stay healthy, have good rest. That is how you can chase the big things. So let me leave you with this particular key points that you must take away. Number one, start small but organize everything. Number two, focus on your unique selling point. Mr. Femi Otedola said concretely on what? Quality, speed, and what? Reliability. Number three, borrow credibility. Sacrifice comfort so you can what? Buy speed. Number four is about location. If you cannot relocate now, then visit big cities, go to events, go to networking places where you can what? See opportunities. Number five is control your bottleneck. When the downside hits, it can happen. Protect yourself, reset back fast, and that is how God will help you. So now this is the end of my review, of which next time I will be reviewing the next part. So thank you for sticking to the very end. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can gain more insight about business and so many things I'll be releasing in this particular channel. My name is Akamu Abraham. See you on my next video. Bye.